What's going on, guys? We're back with part 2, how to price junk removal.
In this video, you're gonna see different scenarios and how we price different types of jobs. So
we're just out here enjoying life. We got motorcycles driving by, we got chips and salsa, and we got some Mexican food coming, so enjoy the video. So we're at your typical junk removal job. And this is a small job. It's a little house clean out. It ain't much, if you guys can see. It's just a little cleanup. It won't take too long to clean it up. And the first thing I do is walk around and check all the cupboards. That's the first thing I do is I check all the cupboards, because you never know. There's gonna be a bunch of glass, canned goods in there. And if it takes you time to do it, you want to charge them more money if there's stuff in the cupboards. And also, if there's like a microwave or a refrigerator that they want you to take and it costs you money to dump at the landfill, then make sure you charge them money. So I'll walk around the property, check it out, and just really look, open all the cupboards, and say if this washer and dryer needed to go out here in California, they charge us at the landfill, so I would charge the customer more money. So I'll just walk around, calculate it all in my head, and in the first pricing video, I told you guys you need to figure out how many cubic yards your dump truck or your dump trailer is and charge per cubic yard. So make sure you guys figure that out. So I'll walk around and just calculate it in my head how much room it's gonna take up. This job is pretty small. It's not that big of a job. There's nothing really in the, well, there's a few things in here. So it ain't that bad of a job. This might be a half load to 3/4 of a load. So that's how you wanna do it. You wanna walk around, check it out, and just figure out how much room it's gonna take up in your dump truck or your dump trailer or just your pickup truck. So that's how we do it. If something costs us money, we're gonna charge more money. If stuff's in the cupboards and we gotta pull it out, we're gonna charge more money because it takes time to do it. Time is money and money's time. So yeah, that's how we price these jobs. Some people are gonna do it different in different areas. I don't give you the exact price of what we charge because it's gonna be different around the United States. So I can't give you exactly, you can't tell you, oh, you should charge this much for a refrigerator. Out there in Texas, it's gonna be cheaper than California. So you gotta figure that out yourself. So this is your typical job. And we got this right here. This makes it so much easier, this little cart right here. I actually got this from my job. This is a U-line little push cart. And these are good to have. It makes jobs a lot easier. So yeah, that's how you price a typical job. Just walk around, calculate everything, and just figure it out, guys. And oh yeah, I almost forgot the most important thing. Don't put a price on junk. What are you holding, JoJo?
an unopened, it's a razor blade.
Just because you see something you can resell or stuff you can donate, remember, charge it like it's junk. If it takes room up in our dump truck, we're gonna charge it like it's junk because it's taking up room and we gotta drive to the donation center and drop it off. So it doesn't matter if it's something you can resell or donate, we're gonna charge the same price for the full load. Ain't that right, JoJo?
That is absolutely right. Always remember that.
Now let's talk about scrap metal. You'll get phone calls from customers thinking that you'll pick it up for free, but in reality, you ain't gonna do that if you're a junk hauler because you need to make your money. I mean, scrap is not high right now, so you ain't gonna get nothing for it. And I don't know how many times I get phone calls, people saying, I got some scrap metal. They either want a discount or they want us to come by and pick it up for free. And that's something we definitely ain't gonna do. JoJo, how do we charge for scrap?
Well, we charge the same for scrap metal as we would per load that we would for any kind of junk. So just because we can make a little bit of money off of scrap metal, you really don't make much, or you can dump it for free, we still charge the same. We don't look at the pile and think, oh, I'll charge them a little bit less because this isn't going to cost anything to get rid of. Metal's heavy. Oftentimes metal is heavy, and it's just as much work loading metal as it is loading junk. So we charge the same.
So yeah, you might pull up to a job, you might see half the job being half metal, half trash. That just means you're gonna make more money because you'll be able to recycle it in the bins for free. So keep that in mind. And let me show you something. We got a load full of metal right now, and we actually charge more money because look where we're at. We're super far out in the woods or the vineyards. And let me show you, we charge what we're worth. We don't do it for cheap like the scrappers do. They mess it up for everyone else. So look, we almost got a full load of metal. And you know what we did? we charged and got our money. So it's really important. I mean, appliances cost money, refrigerators, all depends on where you're at. So just make sure you charge correctly and make your money. Now let me ask you this question. Is it worth your time driving around, picking up 2,600 pounds worth of scrap metal and only receiving $39? That would just cover gas and lunch for the day. So we're at a construction site, and how you want to bid these jobs is check the bags. First thing you want to do is check the bags, see how heavy they are. Because a lot of times these contractors like to hide tile, so always ask is there any tile or concrete, and always dig through the pile. Walk around the pile, and then give a price. And if there's any treated wood or anything like that, in California we got to charge more money. But if you can see, this is all clean wood. I know this contractor, so on this job, it's gonna be about 2 loads. See, you always wanna look out for concrete. And if there ever is any concrete, when you're digging through the pile, just charge more money.
So as you can see, especially when you're dealing with construction debris, looks can be very deceiving. So I don't know if you remember what it looked like before we started, but because the pile started about right here, and we've already been working at it, and we've done this much of it, but we still have so much left. So, you know, something that looks like it's only going to be 1 load can easily end up being 2 loads once you start digging in there.
Now, another thing you can do too is if you have time, which we don't, you can always separate all the clean wood and dump that for a cheaper price than having a mixed load. But we're so damn busy all the time, we don't have time to do that. So that's something you guys should keep in mind. Separate your loads and it'll be cheaper for the dump fees. So this is what treated wood looks like. It will have little lines or little dots in it. And out here in California, it costs more money to dump this. So keep that in mind. If you see a bunch of this, it weighs more most of the time and it costs more to dump, so charge more money.
Oh yeah, and whenever we're dealing with construction debris, we always make sure to charge a little bit more because it's heavier.
And it's a lot more work. And this is the job. We're doing a job for a realtor and everything's spread out. It's not a pile you can pull up to, so I'm gonna show you how to price a job when everything's spread out. So come along. So here's the job. We gotta move this stuff right here, this little bench. This stuff on the wall needs to go. You got this stuff over here, this table. There's some flower pots over here. And what you really wanna do is walk around the property a couple times, because when stuff's spread out like this and there's weeds that are overgrown, stuff's kind of hidden, so you don't see everything. So make sure you walk around the property a couple times. So this is going, and most of the time when we do jobs like this, it's for a customer, and some stuff doesn't go. So I always ask them to put a piece of blue tape on what's not going. But we came over here yesterday and did the bid for a realtor, so we know what's going and what's not going. So I'll walk around the property. This stuff's going. This little bench is going. These little flower pot things are going. Metal's going. And you really want to look and dig around and walk the whole property and make sure. Come over here. Stuff like this you won't see if you're just walking over there. So we got a wheelbarrow over here. This table's going. Everything in the shed's going. And I always will go in there and double check. Because look, there's all this stuff down here. Always double check, make sure there ain't no pavers, tile, and stuff like that. So, you walk in here, look at everything. Okay, this ain't that bad. Not that bad. Like I said earlier, so important to walk around the property at least 2 to 3 times. So we're walking over here. This stuff's all going. This is going. They're keeping this bench right here. They're keeping this. And normally, like I said before, I'll have them put a piece of blue tape on it. but we know it's not going. These chairs are staying. This is going. And just really walk around the property and just look at everything a few times. There's not really that much here. And when it comes to flower pots, what I always do is I'll empty the dirt out and crush the dirt into the ground so it saves you money on the dump fee. You don't want to pay for that extra dirt. So I'll walk around the property. All this wood's gonna go over here. These little flower pots are gonna go over here. It's really important to calculate everything in your head when you're walking. So that's why I always do it 2 to 3 times. I'll walk around and calculate how much room it's gonna take up in the vehicle or in the dump truck. This is not going, this is not going. But in this shed, everything in the shed is gonna go. Which you can see, which ain't that bad. There's not that much stuff on this property. But something you always want to do is, in a situation like this, where stuff's overgrown, you're always gonna find something else. So make sure you bid the job a little bit higher. So if there is something that pops up, you're good, you're not losing money. So there's not much stuff here, really. So we bidded this job at 2 full loads, which is probably only about a load and a half. It really is not that much, because that bench isn't going, and yeah, it's not a whole lot. So that's how you guys want to price jobs on the site when everything's spread out. You just want to walk around, double check everything, and just price it a little bit higher than what you think. So if it just saves your ass in the long run. So that's how we bid jobs when everything's spread out. Now let's talk about green waste, my favorite, and it's the JoJo's favorite too. So a lot of times with green waste, you can't charge your normal full load rate because people just don't want to pay, but some people will. So we kind of give a little bit less of a price because stuff's cheaper to dump. So that's how we do it. And the only time we charge more money is if it's a pile we can't back up to and we gotta drag it up a hill, or if it's freshly cut and it has that water weight and it weighs a lot with big logs and stuff. But pretty much green waste is pretty cheap to get rid of, so we don't hit them with that high price most of the time, but a lot of times they do pay. But if you want to land more green waste jobs, you can't charge as much as you would with a normal junk haul job, so keep that in mind. So I hope you guys learned something from the video and take it and run with it. And just remember, there's 2 types of haulers, ones that get it and ones that get by.